lightning and thunder, it is saying. Hi, in the picture I can see basically ये Franklin ने जो experiment किया था ना, that is being described in the photo here. Okay ना? Yeah, Aman,
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, you have sent one more picture. Hmm. So these are the things now which we have discussed in the class, which
Yes.
you have sent to me. Okay now. What are the safety measures? We will be talking about that as well. Pretty much all these things we have discussed in the class. Anyways, let me give a quick recap what we have discussed so far. So we did talked about electrostatic charges. Electrostatic charges के बारे में हमने पढ़ा. When charge is at rest, so thereby electrostatic force generate होता है. So here you can see, right now, the
Yes.
cat's fur has straightened up due to electrostatic charges, right? कुछ एग्जांपल्स थे हमारे पास इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक के, लाइक लाइटनिंग विच इज अ नेचुरल फेनोमेना, यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक चार्जेस की डेवलपमेंट होती है. एंड इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक चार्जेस इट्स डेवलप्ड व्हेन टू सरफेसेस आर रब्ड अगेंस्ट ईच अदर. दो चीजों
Yes.
के बीच में जब फ्रिक्शन होती है, गेटिंग इट ना. सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई डिड टोल यू कि सी व्हेन द hot air will be rising up in the cloud now, when the hot air will be rising up in the cloud and when the cold air will be sinking downwards, so due to this charges develops in the clouds. Getting it now, guys? And you know that electrostatic charges तभी develop होती है when friction is happening. So यहाँ पर
Yes.
friction हो रहा है. Getting it now? So thereby in the top layers of the cloud positive charge develops, lower layers में negative, and ground हमेशा positive होगा. So lightning which is a natural phenomena, ये किस पर work कर रहा है? It is working on electrostatic charges. Is that clear to everyone? ठीक है. And then there were two more apart from rubbing, though or methods, and there are two other methods also by which charges can transfer from one body to another. What were they, by the way? There were two more methods via which charges are transferred from one body to another. What was that? Yeah, Ahmed, Arham, Arhan, and Moaz. Apart from rubbing, conduction was there, induction was there.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.
Yeah, walaikum assalam, Arhan. So conduction के बारे में हमने पढ़ा था ना, when two bodies are in contact, ठीक है ना, one of the body is charged, so charges will transfer from the charged body to the neutral body or to the uncharged body.
Sir, in induction or
In
conduction?
conduction, in conduction,
Yes, sir.
charges are transferred from one body to another via three methods. One method is by rubbing. Second is by
Sir, conduction.
conduction. Third is by
Induction.
induction, right? Okay. Interesting thing is that via rubbing now, charges can transfer between insulators also. Like एक paper हम लेते हैं, एक comb हम लेते हैं. We have a comb. Understand ना? Comb and a paper. Both are insulators. फिर
Yes,
भी
sir.
charges से develop हो रहे हैं. Right now? Okay. So by rubbing, charges will develop on insulators. Right? You bring a aluminum plate here which is neutral, and you bring another charge body near to it, and then you bring it in contact. अपने contact
Yes.
मिलाया, right now. So thereby when you bring it in contact, charges transfer हो रहे हैं. So that is by conduction. And then you had induction also, when you are not bringing a charged body in contact with another body, but still वहां पर charges की rearrangement हो रही है. So due to that it is basically becoming charges. Net charges का difference हो रहा है. Earlier the body was like this, keep positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, like this. Getting it,
Yes.
guys? But now आपने क्या किया? You have brought, let's say, a charge object near to it, which is negative. So thereby what happened? All the positive charges in this body has shifted towards this side. So
Yes,
now
sir.
it is like this. Getting it now, everyone? Moaz, you getting it? Ahmed,
Because
Arhan?
like charges
Yes,
repel
sir.
and like attract.
Exactly. That is the thing. Okay now. Right. Okay. वैसे charges की जब हम बात करते हैं ना, there is a background to it. You all must have seen this, or might I have told you about this amber also, right? So amber was what? Basically plant में sap पाया जाता है ना, basically gummy substances found in the plants.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a kind of that thing. So ancient Greeks were aware, they were aware of charges. How they got, how they were aware of charges? Because they saw that they discovered the amber effect. What was amber effect? Basically, what was happening now? When the amber was rubbed, जब इसे हम rub करते हैं, okay, now when it is rubbed, so thereby it will start attracting different substances like cloth के fibers, like fine threads were getting attracted towards the amber because charges develop हो रहे हैं. Fine shavings of paper, right? So
Yes,
Greeks
sir.
were already aware of charges, and then we did. I did told you about this person whose name was Benjamin Franklin. See over here. So Benjamin Franklin. So Benjamin Franklin, what he did now? So when there was a lightning in the sky, जब lightning हो रही थी, so what he did now? He took a kite, एक लंबी सी kite उन्होंने ली, right? He took a very long thread, right now. So kite was flowing high above in the air, and at another end of the thread, he tied a key. Okay, now. So when there was lightning, he discovered that this key became charged. This key
Yes, sir.
became charged. So ये एक iron key था, and this became charged. So this is happening in the year 1752. Okay, no? Right. And also it got heated up also. ये
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा heated भी हो गया. So these things we discussed, and then I did told you about the phenomena of lightning. Remember that. Okay, let me now give you a diagram. ठीक है, मैं एक diagram देता हूँ. So see, this is a cloud, and let's say this is ground. A, B, and C. Okay. Moz, you tell me, A, that is the upper layer of the cloud, will develop which charges? Will it develop positive charges or the negative charges? A here is the upper layers in the cloud. Will this develop positive or negative charges?
Sir, can I?
Yes, sir, positive.
Positive charges. Arhan, you tell me, will this one will B develop positive or negative charges?
Sir, negative, but I think A should be developing negative charges.
No, A actually develops positive charges.
Yes, sir.
A develops positive charges. Okay, now. And B develops, guys,
Negative.
charges, right? Okay, Ahmed and Arham, you guys tell me, what about C?
Sir, it will contain both positive and negative both.
Positive and negative both.
Sir, positive.
It gets positively charged. Okay, now. Positively charged, not both. Right now, so top
Yes.
of the cloud becomes positively charged, whereas the bottom of the cloud becomes negatively charged, right? And lightning usually occurs within a cloud in the sky. ठीक है ना? Lightning अगर cloud के अंदर हो रहा है, right now. So if the lightning is occurring within a cloud, within means inside this cloud. So that is called as sheet lightning. What do we call that lightning as? Sheet
light.
lightning. Remember this term. This is when lightning happens inside the cloud. Okay, now? So same क्या कहते हैं? Sheet lightning. Remember the term. But sometimes lightning occurs between the cloud and the earth.
Yes, sir.
See,
Yes, sir.
if it happens inside this, then that is sheet lightning right now, Moaz. And Ahmed, if it happens between cloud and then earth, that will be then called as what? इसे हम कहते हैं fork
And-
lightning.
Yes, sir.
Fork lightning. So do note these terms somewhere. Okay, na? Okay. And we know why it will be falling on the taller objects, because it looks for the shortest pathway to be conducted in the earth. Okay,
Yes,
na?
sir.
So ज्यादातर हम देखते हैं कि lightning strikes are more frequent in the hilly areas.
So do
right?
the object has to be positively charged for the lightning to fall on it?
By convention, it is seen that normally ground is positive and any other surfaces on the ground, by convention, it is seen, unless you haven't charged it negative, it is usually positive charge. Okay, now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, in the 1752 already we saw that this phenomena was um, studied by Benjamin
Benjamin
Franklin
Frank.
also.
Yes, sir.
Getting it now? Okay, so thereby whenever there is a lightning, one should stay indoors. Several precautionary measures should be taken. Okay, then this device, what does it do? Electroscope, what is the function of this device?
This is an instrument to detect the charge and the nature of a body.
To detect the presence of charge and the polarity of the
Yes,
charge. Okay, no? And nature can also be detected over here. Okay, no? Hmm. Now there was a concept which I think some of you are not getting. See, see this concept. Discharge, electric discharge. What do we mean by electric discharge? Arhan, we did discuss about this also. Electric
Sir,
discharge
do you
क्या होता
mean by earthing?
है? Earthing.
Sir, it's the process of depositing charge into the ground or the object by
No, see, earthing तो आप अभी define कर रहे हो ना. I was actually asking about this. What do you mean by electric discharge? See over here. Just one moment. Hmm. Electric discharge, what is it? We have been studying about this. अभी example भी थोड़ी देर पहले हमने पढ़ा. Like normally we get to see now. Normally we see that air is a good conductor or bad conductor of electricity. Huh, Ahmed?
it's a bad conductor, but in
Hmm.
high
But if there is
summer it is a
too
good.
much of, yes.
During summer, it is a good conductor because of the water vapors.
During summer, it becomes a good conductor. Or usually, when too much of charges will accumulate in the air, thereby it starts to conduct. Right now, so if the amount of electrical charges here are very large, so then the air will be conducting electricity. Okay. So normally we get to say that air is a non-conductor of electricity. So air normally does not conduct electric charges or electric current. But if, however, the amount of electric charge on two opposite charged surface is very large, though oppositely charged surfaces हैं. इनके बीच में, let's say this is positive and this is negatively charged, and they are having a huge amount of charges on them.
then they
Right now,
become discharged.
no, they don't become discharged. Actually, understand this thing first. First now, इनके बीच में क्या है? Air. Getting it now? Air is present in between this. So normally air does not conduct electricity, but you might see that there will be sparks between these two objects. Sparks develop होते हैं. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, sparks will be formed between these two objects. Right now, ever see a Tesla coil? If you were to bring something near the Tesla coil, you might see sparks nearby it. See the image of the Tesla coil over here. Look at these sparks. Yeah. So too much of charges has developed on this body. Thereby, air is now conducting the electricity in the form of sparks. हमें देखने को मिल रहा है. So I was saying that this thing that you get to see that you see a spark of you get to see sparks between the two oppositely charged bodies here. And a spark is what? It is a flash of light which is seen for a very short period of time. You will see the spark right here. So actually what is happening here now? The electric energy heats the air. It heats the air to a very high temperature. Okay now? So air becomes very heated. ये बहुत ज्यादा हीट हो रहा है. So due to this you are getting to see that flash of light. Getting it everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right? So ये simply air glow कर रहा है. So if the amount of opposite charges on two surfaces is very large, so thereby यहाँ पर जो air which is acting as an insulator, now it will allow the electrical charges to pass from one body to another. Hope you
Yes, sir.
guys have got it. So this, so basically the passage of electric charges or electric current in air due to movement of electric charges is called as electric discharge. मैंने क्या कहा? I said the passage. Passage means movement. Passage means a pathway here, a movement here. So the
Yes, sir.
movement of electric current in air due to movement of electric charges is called as electric discharge. और ये हमें
Yes, sir.
स्पार्क से फॉर्म में देखने को मिलता है एंड एक क्रैकिंग साउंड भी प्रोड्यूस होता है राइट
Yes, sir.
इज एवरीवन गेटिंग इट और नॉट
Yes, sir.
अहमद यू गेटिंग इट मॉज एंड अरहान
Say, is this
Yes, sir.
electric discharge?
हाँ दिस इज इलेक्ट्रिक डिस्चार्ज एक्चुअली ओके ना
Yes, sir.
राइट ओके ना अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने कहा कि वी हैव स्टडीड दिस एग्जांपल सो एक्चुअली आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट लाइटनिंग ओके ना
Yes,
लाइटनिंग
sir.
में भी
Again,
क्या हो रहा
explain the
है यस
concept of earthing.
अगेन वी हैव
Can you explain me the concept of earthing?
हाँ श्योर श्योर वी विल कम टू दैट इन अ मिनट सी यहाँ पर भी क्या हो रहा है the two ends of the clouds have developed extreme amount of charges which are opposite. So यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? Electrical discharge is happening here. So which you see in the form of sparks, right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let me write a definition for it. The passage of electric current in air due to movement of electric charges is called electric discharge. What is an example of it?
Yes, sir.
What is an example of it?
Tesla coil.
Tesla
Sir,
coil.
port
Mhm.
lightning.
Lightning is a better example. You can take Tesla coil also. So यहाँ पे हमें क्या देखने को मिलता है? Two feature is that you get to see spark and you also hear a cracking sound, crackling sound भी सुनने को मिलता है. Hope everyone got the concept of it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay ना? So basically cloud में भी हमें ये देखने को मिलता है. Now see what is the concept of earthing ना? See where is the diagram? Yeah. See, in earthing, basically what is happening here, if the body develops excessive amount of charges, for example, you are using an electrical iron, for example, okay, now.
Yes, sir.
So in this electrical iron, light must be coming from main power supply. Main power supply से इसमें current आ रहा है.
Yes, sir.
Let's say this is main power supply से current आ रही है. So if too much of current goes into this electrical iron, so most high chances are कि ये electrical short circuit हो सकता है. The wire
Yes, sir.
might melt. So that extra charges will be conducted into the earth via a wire that is connected into the earth. Via basically एक हम iron pole लेते हैं, okay ना, and we connect of the wire to it.
Sir, or
Okay.
earth wire.
Earth wire, basically that wire is called as earth wire. Okay, no. So it is very simple. You can take a 1 or 2 meter long iron pole or iron rod. Okay, now hammer that into the ground and connect a wire to it, and connect this wire to the main power supply board. Okay, hope you guys have got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now in exam usually lightning se questions aate hain ki what are the ways in order to protect yourself from lightning. So open if space is not safe during lightning and thunderstorm, right?
Yes, sir.
Now
Hiding under tree is also not safe.
hiding under the
Tree.
tree is also not safe.
Yes,
A
sir.
larger tree.
High buildings.
A larger tree and larger buildings are more prone to lightning. So thereby we have a lightning conductor installed on the top of the taller buildings or any buildings. Getting it now? So ये चीज है.
Yes,
We
sir.
couch under the tables, right now. We should avoid raising an umbrella over our head during lightning, because
Yes, sir.
that will also provide the shortest pathway to the lightning. Getting it, guys? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that is the thing about it. Now we are moving to the next thing, that is the earthquake. So earthquake is what? It's sudden shaking or trembling of the earth, right?
Yes, sir.
The
And
moving
it
of tectonic plates.
moving off in more, to be more precise, it is actually the moving of the tectonic plates right now. Hmm. So earthquake, you see, it lasts for a very short period of time, right, Ahmed? So basically here, you, in order to understand the earthquake, first you need to understand about the structure of the earth a little bit. ठीक है ना? We will move to that also, but see कि earthquake, you get to see that most of the earthquakes that happens during a day are not even noticed. On an average, 20 earthquakes happen every day, but
Yes, sir.
the magnitude of the earthquake is so weak that we don't feel it right now.
Yes, sir.
So earthquake is happening all the time, all over the earth. हर जगह पे earthquake हो रहा है. Okay. Most of the earthquakes are so mild that they are not even noticed or felt by us. Okay, now Moaz, right? Hmm.
Yes, sir.
But
Sir.
some earthquakes are less frequent, but can be very dangerous.
They have a
Can
higher
be very.
magnitude.
They have a high magnitude. Very good. For example, Bhuj earthquake happened in the year 2001. 26th of January 2001 में. Bhuj is a district in Gujarat. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
It's a district in Gujarat where an earthquake happened in the year 2001. This lead to vast amount of loss of property and life. Then another
Yes, sir.
major earthquake happened in the year 2005. 2005 में होता है, and this happened in Kashmir, northern Kashmir में होता है ये.
Yes, sir.
So it
Okay,
also
ना?
happened in Turkey and Yemen.
Exactly, it happened in Turkey. Almost, I think, how many people died? I think 30 or 40,000, somewhere around that. That many people died in that earthquake.
In Yemen also.
In Yemen also, Lebanon is also very prone to earthquakes. In Lebanon also earthquakes happen.
Yes, sir. Recently in Japan.
Japan is also lying in the very active seismic zone, so वहाँ पर भी बहुत earthquakes होते हैं. In fact, you get to see that that all those places on earth which are lying on this area, see, जहाँ पर दो plates आपस में मिल रहे हैं. So countries which are lying on this, they are more prone to earthquakes. Okay, no?
So
Yes, sir.
earthquakes can cause tsunamis also
Exactly,
near
earthquakes.
coastal areas.
Exactly, very good. So in coastal areas, it can trigger tsunamis also. इससे flood भी आ सकता है. Earthquake can cause landslides also. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So earthquakes, normal thing we know about it. How what is earthquake basically? So it can trigger or cause flood, landslide, and tsunami as well. Tsunami T is silent.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hmm. Now, earthquake is usually such a destructive natural phenomena that it cannot be predicted in advance. Right?
Yes,
The
sir.
earthquake which happened in Turkey, there was person, it was a scientist who predicted it right now. But there are hundreds of prediction of earthquakes, like there are predictions of so many earthquakes every day, but not every earthquake tends to be very destructive. ठीक है ना? So
Yes, sir.
it's not like you can 100% predict an earthquake. So nobody can tell where and when an earthquake will occur. So
Yes,
unpredictable
sir.
nature है earthquake का. Okay, now. So first let's understand the structure of the earth. हम पढ़ेंगे structure of the earth, then we will be understanding this figure in detail as well. Have a look at this image, by the way. Look at the before and after picture of earthquake. Huh? right now. So look here now landslide has actually happened in this one. Okay,
Yes,
no.
sir.
So earthquake leads to loss of life, loss of property. It can trigger floods, landslides, and tsunami. So see over here, we know that the inside of Earth is made up of three main layers.
Yes,
Mainly,
sir.
these are core, mantle, and crust. Very good. This is the core. Then you have mantle, and then crust. Hmm. So Earth crust is fragmented, and each such fragment is known as a plate. It's not like एक ये even plate है. It's not like the plates are continuous. They are actually into fragments. Right now, see,
Yes.
there will be several fragments of the crust of the Earth.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So the first layer of the Earth is actually the crust. So talking, okay, पहले हम ना core से बात करते हैं. Let's start from the core. Okay. So talking about core, that is the innermost part of the Earth, right? जिसे हम core कहते हैं. And now the core of the Earth is liquid in nature. And talking about composition, it is
It's
mostly
mainly
composed of
iron.
exactly mainly composed of iron. Good,
It is also responsible for the Earth's magnetic field.
very good, very good. Right now, okay. If you have said that, do tell me one more thing. If this is the north pole of the Earth and this is the south pole, geographical north and south pole, so where the magnetic north and south pole will lie?
So I don't understand.
My question is that this is our Earth. This is the axis of the Earth. This is geographical north pole. This is the geographical south pole of the Earth. Okay, now Moaz, Ahmed. So Arham, we know that
Yes, sir.
our Earth also behaves as a huge piece of bar magnet. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
That's why you get to see कि when earlier people were sailing in the seas now, or if you have a magnetic compass, so you will get to see that the north needle will always point towards the north pole of Earth. ये magnetic needle है. Let me zoom it out. This is north pole. This is south pole. Huh? So when you let it undisturbed, when you hold a magnetic compass in your hand, so you get to see that the north part of this magnetic needle uh, tends towards the north pole. It is attracted towards the north pole.
Yes, sir.
Why is it so? Because actually जब हम अर्थ को बार मैग्नेट के फॉर्म में ट्रीट करते हैं, so thereby you get to see that towards the geographical north pole magnet का south pole है. Getting it now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And that is the north pole. So it is just opposite. Okay. And we know कि opposite poles attract each other. Magnet में भी वो concept होता है.
Yes,
North
sir.
will be attracted towards south. Getting it, everyone, or not?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Moaz, you got it. Ahmed, Arham, you got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is how they got to know where the north direction is, right? No. So where was I? I was talking about this composition of core, right? Iron is found. Okay. So that is the
Yes, sir.
core, and core भी दो part में होगा. One is the inner core, another one is the outer core, right? Subdivisions हमने कर दी हैं. So you get to see that. Obviously, temperature is going to be very hot here, right?
Yes, sir.
And most of the Earth's core is liquid in nature, molten iron के form में है.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the part of the core which is the innermost will be under much more pressure. Right now, inner core के ऊपर ज़्यादा pressure होता है. Right. So when you talk about the outer core and the inner core, so since inner core is under more pressure, thereby it is solid in nature. Understood this thing? So ये solid iron के form में होता है. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this is actually solid iron. Okay. So that is the core which we have just discussed. Now let's talk about the next layer of the earth. हम अंदर से शुरू कर रहे हैं, okay ना? Not from the top to bottom, from the bottom to the top, okay? So talking about the second layer, from inside, that is Mantle.
Mantle.
So mantle is kind of a central region hoga because it is between the crust and between the core. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is found between B/W, it means between. So between core and crust ये देखने को मिलता है. Second thing you get to see that it is mostly made up of dense solid rocks. Okay. Before we talk about this thing, ना, एक और important fact I had to tell you that see, when we talk about core now, core की composition की हम बात करते हैं, we know iron is in it core. Iron के अलावा nickel is also there in the core of the earth. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
So iron and nickel. Nickel, the symbol of nickel is Ni, and symbol of iron is Fe. Okay, so thereby in short it is called as knife. Knife. Okay, not K, वो वाली knife नहीं. NIFE knife. This knife. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So hope that is clear. Do remember this important fact about core. So if someone asks you, the core is rich in which two metals? Which two elements?
So iron and nickel.
Iron and nickel. Okay. Now talking about mantle. Mantle की अगर हम बात करते हैं, so you get to see that as I said, it is the middle layer of the earth and it is mostly made up of dense solid rocks. Made up of dense solid rocks. Talking about the composition, can anyone tell me what SIMA means? SIMA.
Just silica and magnesium.
Very good. Si means silica and Me means magnesium. So this is rich in silica and magnesium, right? Okay, and then you get to see that some of the layers of the mantle is, however, in liquid state.
Yes, sir.
Liquid rocks हैं basically, rocks that are in liquid state there. Okay, now so basically क्या होता है, some of the molten lava that is coming out of the core now, ये mantle में जाकर मिल रहा है, right? So thereby it forms a liquid mixture of rocks and molten rocks and lava. Okay, now, right?
Yes, sir.
So in some parts of mantle, Ahmed, you getting these things or not? Mantle basically see that some parts of mantle is made up of molten rocks and lava. Thereby वहां पे कुछ liquid state में भी देखने को हमें मिलता है. So hope that is clear. Now further understand one more thing. The thing is, now when we talk about crust now, before we talk about, yes, hello,
Yes, sir. You're audible.
okay, Moz, were you saying something or Ahmed?
No, sir.
Okay, look here, one more important thing is that I was saying, from core extreme amount of heat is coming out. Core से बहुत ज़्यादा heat निकल रहा है बाहर, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
this heat ना, it is melting the mantle. ये mantle को melt कर रहा है, right? So mantle, most of the mantle is actually liquid state में है ये. All right ना Arham, this is in
Yes,
liquid state. And when
Lava.
you, good, lava is there, molten rocks are there in it. So in liquid, when you heat it now, what happens? Convection current develops now. Convection current होता है liquid में when liquid is heated. Remember,
yes,
I did told you, I think I might have told you about this convection current. Huh?
yes, sir.
So convection current is developed here. So continuously mantle is in movement. Mantle क्या movement में है, right now? So you get to see that giant size convection develops currents develops in the mantle, right? So due to this, it is in movement, it is in continuous movement, and it's not like it is moving like water. बहुत slow movement हो रहा है, right? Imagine if it were to be moving like at the speed of water, thereby crust will not be that much stable, right now? So slow movement हो रहा है. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what was the composition of the mantle? Which two elements are found in abundance in this? Hmm.
Silica and magnesium. SIMA.
SIMA, सीमा, right? तो नाइफ पढ़ा हमने, सीमा पढ़ा हमने, यानी कि कोर एंड मैंटल. ओके ना?
Yes, sir.
Now can I say that the uppermost layer of the earth, that is crust, जिसे हम lithosphere भी कहते हैं, we call this as lithosphere also.
Yes, sir.
So talking about crust, the uppermost layer of earth, that is also called as lithosphere. So talking about this thing, can't I say that this crust is actually floating over the mantle? क्या हम कह सकते हैं?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Is that clear to everyone? Everyone understanding this thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So understand this thing, guys. Basically, you get to see that in the mantle, what is happening? The convection currents have developed. Convection currents इसमें develop हुए हैं like this. And just above the mantle, you have crust. So thereby the crust will be in continuous movement, although the movement is very slow. So this is the outermost of the earth, that is also called as lithosphere, and this is made up of rocks that are comparatively lighter than those rocks that are found inside the mantle. Obviously,
Yes.
because the rocks inside the mantle are under much more pressure, ज़्यादा pressure इनके ऊपर, इतना सारा, all this mass is over the mantle. Okay ना?
Yes, sir.
So it is made up of lighter rock particles, or you get to see that it is fragmented. It is in fragmented pieces, जिसे हम क्या कहते हैं? Tectonic
Plates.
plates. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
And above the tectonic plates, all the features are whatever features on Earth you are seeing, जो हमें ऊपर से देखने को मिलता है. Whether ocean, continental plates हैं, oceanic plates के ऊपर oceans हैं, right now. So when you look at this now, see, this is ocean, this is land. So this is the oceanic plate, oceanic tectonic plate है ये,
Yes, sir.
and this is the continental plate. Continents, you understand? So continental plates.
Yes, sir.
So whether you see oceans or whether you see land, whether you see land, all of that is basically above the tectonic plates. Everyone is getting cleared about this thing or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But if you were to look at the thickness of the two plates, look at the thickness of the crust here, basically this continental plate and the oceanic tectonic plate, which is thinner.
So oceanic plate.
Very good. So this is thinner, isn't it, Ahmed? Okay, now. So we understood about crust that it is not just one single piece. It is consisting of many huge pieces of rocks which are flat. Okay, na? Getting it now? It's not like those kind of rocks that you use in the floor. वो rocks की हम बात नहीं कर रहे. It's not like it is flat like that. Okay, na? It is
Yes.
even. It is uneven. Obviously, it is uneven. Okay, na? But it is into fragmented pieces. The
Yes,
crust
sir.
is divided into many plates. Okay, na? And यहाँ से क्या हो रहा है? Here you get to see convection currents are there in the mantle. So thereby these plates in the crust are in continuous movement with each other, and they are colliding into each other or moving away from each other. Right? Every year, few millimeter movement हमें देखने को मिलता है. All right now.
Yes, sir.
So you get to see that wherever two plates will be colliding. See, wherever this plate, for example, and this plate will be colliding. So वहां पर huge amount of energy will be released in the form of earthquakes. Getting it or not?
Seismic zones.
Exactly. And जो भी area इसके ऊपर होगा, that area is called as seismic zone में आता है. Seismic zone is an area where um, basically where two plates are meeting and collision is seen.
Yes, sir.
So this will release huge amount of energy. Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Now, movement between the plates will also be in different manner. ये जो plates के बीच में movement होंगे, that will also be in different manner. So sometimes what will happen? Two plates will slide against each other like this,
Yes, sir.
right now. So when two rocky plates will be moving in opposite direction like this. See, when two plates will be moving against each other like this. This one is moving this side, this one is moving this side. So that will also lead to development of earthquake.
Yes, sir.
And if two plates were to collide against each other like this, आपस में टकराते, so in that case also earthquake will be happening.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me take one more space slide over here. Moz, you aren't saying anything, Ahmed?
Sir, crust composition is silica and aluminium.
Sial actually. I did forget about that thing. Thanks for reminding that. You get to see that silica and aluminum is found in good amount in the layer of the crust. Okay, now. So talking about composition, rocks, soils, etc. are already there. But talking about the mineral composition, silica and aluminum. Si for silica and Al for aluminum. That is found in good amount in it. All right, now.
Yes, sir.
Many times question is asked which is the which mineral is found in maximum amount in the earth crust. So that is aluminum. Metal की बात हम करेंगे तो okay ना.
Yes, sir.
हाँ. So earthquakes will happen via two means. Basic source हमने पता किया कि basically when tectonic plates will be जब वहां पर collision होगा. Okay ना.
Sliding or collision.
Sliding or collision होगा, right? So earthquakes happen, and why the plates are colliding or sliding against each other? Because something is happening in the mantle, and that is convection currents, right?
Yes, sir.
So one method is by sliding, second is by colliding. Okay, Moz. So sliding is like this. Two tectonic
Yes,
plates
sir.
will be moving past across each other like this, and when they are colliding like this, so that will lead to generation of earthquake, and whatever features are above it will be disturbed, right? Okay. Now sometimes what happens, the two plates might be breaking away from each other. The two plates might be breaking away from each other. So suppose two giant plates are entangled into each other. They are entangled into each other, and if they were to be separated, in that case also earthquake happen. But usually just understand that sliding and colliding are the main causes of earthquake. Okay. So talking about this sliding, you know that the earth's crust is made up of huge pieces of um, plates, and plates have got rough edges. It's not like as smooth as I have drawn in this. It is like this right now. So
Yes,
you
sir.
get to see that the edges of the plates are very rough, right? So when these highly rough edges are moving past against each other, since these are not smooth, so thereby they will be they are uh, moving against each other very ferociously, right now. So due to this, what you get to see that um, earthquake will be happening there, right now. That
Yes,
is
sir.
one thing. And when two plates are moving in opposite direction, okay now, or when they are colliding with each other, so then again you get to see that crust plates are moving away from each other. That also leads to generation of earthquake, or if they are to be moving on to each other like this. Okay, so hope you guys are getting it. Now
Yes,
when
sir.
you talk about the Himalayan or Himalayan mountains, So in the Himalayan region, you get to see now. When you look at the Himalayan region, see. So here has happened now. This Himalayan region is pushing against another plate. This Tibetan plate के against ये push कर रहा है खुद को. So Indian plate is colliding against another plate, right? So thereby you get to see that Himalayan is also lying on the seismic zone, right now.
Yes, sir.
So that is the thing. So in fact, the Earth's place in the Himalayan region, you get to see that is pushing against one another and colliding with another, that thereby leading to earthquakes. And जब collision होता है, see basically what happens कि if you were to look at the geological evolution of India especially, so earlier it was close to South Africa. When you look at the African plate, see that is South Africa,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay, now like this, somewhat like this. That is South Africa, and this is India. Okay, does it not look like the Indian plate was actually joined with South Africa once, with Africa once? Does it
Yes,
not
sir.
look like? Look at the shape here. So earlier it was like this. It's a joint thing, but slowly it started to depart from here, move from here. So यहाँ पर क्या था? Eurasian plate था. रशिया की हम बात करें, okay ना? Eurasian plate was there. We are talking
Yes, sir.
so many millions, बहुत million years पहले की हम बात कर रहे हैं.
Pangea.
So the Pangea, when Pangea was there, so you get to see that this part of India is colliding with the Eurasian plate. And when two plates are colliding with each other, thereby what happens? Mountains are formed, right? So when they are colliding against each other, what happens? That whatever debris are accumulating between them now, due to the pressure from both the sides over the period of billions of years, they develop into mountains.
So the
Getting
tectonic plates rise up upon collision.
one will be subducting, one will be rising up.
Yes,
एक का
sir.
subduction होता है, एक rise करता है. So understand one thing. Okay, when an oceanic plate is colliding with a continental plate. Oceanic plate, you know, as I told you, it is thinner. वो thin होता है ना?
Yes, sir.
See over here. Since it is thinner, so its density is lesser,
Yes, sir.
right? And the continental plate is having more density since it is thicker. So whenever two will be colliding, so which one will go down?
So the oceanic plate.
Oceanic plate will go down. Getting it now? So whatever debris is between the two will now be accumulated, and then later on, due to pressure, it will develop into mountains. Okay, hope you are getting it. Now talking about the seismic or the fault zones. What are the seismic zones basically? So wherever the tectonic plates are meeting, right now, so thereby you are having the fault zones. Getting it now? See where I am moving the cursor. So ये क्या है? These are the fault zones. Okay,
Yes,
now.
sir.
So boundaries of the plates on the Earth's crust are the weak zones, since they are continuously, some activity is happening continuously there. So where earthquakes are more likely to happen, and these are called as seismic or the fault zone. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Moaz, you got it. Ahmed, you got it.
Yes, sir.
Why none of you have turned
Yes,
your
sir.
cameras on in the class? Now then question comes that, will earthquake only happen due to the convection currents inside the mantle? क्या सिर्फ अर्थ के अंदर जो
No,
फीचर्स
sir.
हो रहे हैं? नो. Another ways in which earthquake can happen is due to volcanic eruptions also. All right now.
Yes.
So if there is a volcanic eruption, that also might trigger earthquake. Okay now.
Yes, sir.
Then if a meteorite strikes the earth, so that also will lead to earthquake. Apart from earthquake, tsunami भी हो सकता है. Okay. And the nuclear explosions also triggers earthquake. but vice versa be true. When I say no, okay, nuclear explosions can trigger earthquake. Nuclear explosions can trigger earthquake. All right now,
Yes,
nuclear
sir.
explosions की वजह से भी earthquake हो सकता है. I was actually trying to talk about this volcanic eruption. See, due to volcanic eruptions, earthquake can happen, and the opposite is also true.
Vice
Opposite भी true
versa.
है. Vice versa, right now. And due
Yes,
to
sir.
continuous earthquake also, a volcano that hasn't erupted in several years can become active. Getting it?
There is a volcano directly connected to the mantle.
Exactly. It is actually connected to the mantle. वहीं से lava आ रहा है ना. Basically, lava is coming from the mantle.
Yes, sir.
So basically, these are the things. Apart from that, also what happens is sometimes suppose that this is the crust. Is my video not visible? Am I not visible?
Sir,
Hello.
camera is frozen.
Okay. See, I'm audible no properly.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So see, this is the crust, and sometimes what happens? There's a shallow area. एक shallow है यहाँ पर ये. This is shallow. Let's say. Okay, now. So what if the upper layers of the ground it were to collapse? एक बहुत बड़ा shallow area बन जाता है. Let's say somewhere, and all of a sudden all the ground breaks basically. So that also can trigger earthquake. Many times you might have seen that if in an area excessive amount of construction work is done, like in Uttarakhand, you might have heard the news due to excessive construction in that area, ground homes are breaking apart, roads are
Yes, sir.
breaking apart
Yes, sir.
right now. So due to excessive human construction work also, the land might collapse, and that can also trigger earthquake. So tectonic activity is due to the convection currents in the mantle. Volcanic eruptions, you understood, explosions and then collapse also. Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
have a look at some of the news here. See in this part. So it says now that in Melbourne, loud boom and earthquake felt after comet seen in the sky. Huh? Loud boom and earthquake felt after comet seen in the sky. ये कब की news है? 7th August 2023. Right now. So
Yes, sir.
a comet was seen in the sky, and it is believed that it might have triggered an earthquake. Right now.
Yes, sir.
Now you know that meteorites can trigger a quake on other planets also. Earth के लिए हम earthquake कहते हैं. But if it happens on Mars, it is called as Mars quake.
Earthquake.
Getting it now? Moaz, Ahmed, Arhan, and Arham.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So another news is that Mars meteorite boom was actually planet's largest ever quake. एक news है ये. So the rumbling detected by NASA's InSight Mars rover had a magnitude of 4.7 and has now been determined to the largest Mars quake ever. So other planets पर भी earthquake quake आते हैं. For example, on Mars, it is called as Mars quake. So it is an example due to meteorite it is being triggered. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, as I was saying that earthquakes can trigger volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions can trigger earthquake. Both is true. So Iceland was shaken by 800 earthquakes. And know that Iceland is the place where most of earthquakes happen.
Yes, sir.
So volcanic eruption is being feared that due to this merger of earthquake, volcanic eruptions can happen. Getting it?
Sir,
Another
are there
news.
any volcanoes in India?
In India also there's an volcano. If you were to look at no, uh, recently I did studied about that. See, in the Bay of Bengal there is an island, and in the Bay of Bengal there is an island where the only active volcano of India is. India has only one active volcano. Okay, now
Yes,
do
sir.
remind me that in the next class I will be telling the name.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
when was the last time it erupted?
When was the last time? Uh, that I'm not sure of. Okay, now I will be telling that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. So again, one more news is about Iceland. Two more news are about Iceland. 27 November and then on 12th November. So many earthquakes are there. Basically ये same incident का that happened on 12th of November, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that is the thing. In the next class, we would be talking about how nuclear explosions can trigger it. So what you need to know कि आप क्या करना है कि do tell me. In the next class, I will be asking what is the name of these two bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yes, sir.
Sir, one's name is, I guess,
Fat Man.
yes, sir.
Another one is Little Man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no. Okay, so let's skip it here. We will be meeting in next class then.
Yes, sir. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Laugh, sir.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Yeah. Allah Hafiz. Yeah, Sundhu and Chakrika, how are you guys?
Good evening, sir. Good, sir. How are you?
Good evening,
Good
sir. We're
evening.
fine, sir. How are you?
I'm also good. Okay, so let's continue from where we left. So in the last class,